she calls and you hear that voicemail message 473 times in the show. Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Apple TV Plus show Pluribus. Please hook me up and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. So, spoiler alert, this is going to be, a review of the show. I'm going to talk about details and things that happen in the plot. So, not a whole ton of crazy spoilers, like laying out the entire plot, but I'm definitely going to mention stuff. So, if you don't want to have any spoilers, go watch the show and then come back and watch this video. So let's get right into it. All right, so right out the gate, I'll just say I enjoyed this show. This was good. I was anticipating this show because it's from the creator, writer, whatever, of Breaking Bad, and that is one of my favorite shows. Very good show. And so I was looking forward to this one, but didn't really know much about it, what it was about. And I didn't see it right away because I was waiting for all the episodes to come out, because if you watched my binging versus weekly release video, I hate weekly release. I don't like to watch shows that way. I prefer not to, so I waited for this one. And then I'm just hearing spoilers on like every podcast I listen to where they're like talking about the show, and I have to like skip forward. I'm like, stop, dude, stop. The show is not over. Stop talking about it. So once it finished its 9th episode, I immediately started watching it just to avoid spoilers, basically. But also I wanted to watch the show, and glad I did. Is good. The actors, for one, there's not really very many characters, honestly. There's like the main kind of, I guess, protagonist, although she's kind of got like an attitude and a vibe where she's not the most likable or positive protagonist, but the main character. And then there's kind of a main, person, they call her like her chaperone, who kind of comes and talks to her, that's like kind of the same woman that you see. And then there's other characters that are just in it, but not, in it very often. So not a lot of actors regardless in this show, but the ones that are in it, I don't know them. I've never seen them in anything. I couldn't even tell you their names. I didn't bother to look it up because that's not what I do on this channel. And I don't know, but they all were good. They all did a good job. It was good acting across the board. So this is an Apple TV Plus show. I've talked at length about my opinion on Apple TV Plus shows. The quality is incredible. They're always good. Visually they look great. The acting and the writing is top notch across the board, straight up. It's just, they do a great job with their shows. And this one is no exception. Like I said, Vince Gilligan from Breaking Bad, he created this, he wrote this, he directed this, and he's awesome. So the show's well written and directed well, and it's going to look good and all that stuff. So, and basically what it is, and I don't even know. I mean, maybe I should rewatch it to see, but because it seems like it's not aliens, but there's some like frequency that they pick up or find in the beginning, these like scientists or something. And then like, I don't know if we're supposed to know this or if I'm just dumb, but I don't know how or what happens, but basically everybody's like consciousness gets joined together. So everyone like for a few minutes starts like freaking out and like seizuring, and then all of their like collective conscious, they fuse and join as one mind. So everyone still has all the bodies and everyone's moving around, but they all like know what they're doing. So they don't even need to like talk. They're all just like, oh, we all need to go to this factory and do this. Everyone has their steps and chores and stuff to create this food and whatever, but they don't need to talk or train or tell people what to do. They are all of the same mind, so they're all just doing the tasks that they need to do. But then there's 12 people on the earth that do not, for whatever reason, like it doesn't work on them, so they don't join. So 7+ billion people are all in the same like hive mind type of thing, except for these 12 people. And one of them is the lead that we follow, named Carol. And then there's a few others that she kind of tries to meet up with. And there's others that we haven't seen because they don't speak English, and she didn't invite them to this summit to talk because I guess she didn't want to deal with not speaking English. I don't know. But yeah, the show's good. The show's great. The main thing I want to talk about here is kind of the pacing of the show a little bit. So like there's 9 one-hour episodes. Some of them are like 45 minutes. So 45 to an hour. 9 episodes, pretty decent pacing. It's watchable. The whole time you're like engaged, you're watching and not being bored. Or although there are some long sequences that are far too long, you're still kind of engaged, and like it's well made enough that you're not being like, gosh, this like sucks and it's boring. So like some of those moments are like when that guy from Paraguay, one of the 12, like I guess survivors you would call them, when he's like decides to leave and go find Carol, and he's like walking through the jungle. He's repeating the like phrase he's gonna like say to her of like, "This is my name. Hey, I'm not one of them. I want to save the world. Like, let's figure this out." And he's just repeating that as he's going through the jungle. Too long. It's too long. It's like 13 minutes of that. It's like, dude, okay, we get it, dude. Like, it gets to the point where it's like annoying you with hearing him repeat the thing over and over and over, and just walking through the jungle. Like, I get it. You're like, trying to impress upon us. Like, he's got this like huge journey and he's going through it and like whatever. And there's also this thing I feel like he does throughout the entire show where he's like just like showing the minutia of these little like sections of time that normally a show would just skip past, but this show just shows it to you. And it's fine to do that, I guess, but not for like 13 minutes, man. Do it for 1 or 2. It's too long. It's crazy. It was kind of driving me insane in a few of those scenes. Another one is like where Carol is like killing time in the beginning of an episode. She goes like a fancy dinner by herself. She like has them make her dinner. That was like 20 minutes of the episode. Could have been 2. Like, we get it. We understand. She's bored after they've left the city. She's killing time. She's trying to decide what to do. She's like, it's too much, man. I don't need to sit there and watch that for that long when no one's talking and no one's doing anything. It's just like, geez, like, we understand what the point of this is, but we can understand that in 2 or 3 minutes, not 13. And then one thing that was annoying me so hard was that, so she's like kind of a jerk or whatever, and is kind of like arguing with them and getting like, they're not on the same side. They want her to join. She's like, no, I'm good. She keeps like getting all mad and yelling, and it sends them into this like state of like seizuring again, and then like people like end up dying because they might be driving a car while they start seizuring, and then they crash and die. So like they end up being like, we need some space. We need to leave the city. And they all leave, and when she calls, she's able to like call them to request stuff. They're always like, oh yeah, well, if you need anything, let us know. But they don't answer the phone. They have a recording. And so every time she calls, it says, "Hi, Carol, this is a recording. Blah, 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 blah. Our feelings haven't changed for you. We still like you. We just need our space. Leave a message if you want it." Like, it's this long thing, okay? She calls, and you hear that voicemail message 473 times in the show. That many, dude. And it's like, here's an idea. They do everything for you, right? And it gets to the point where it's like, it's, I guess, meant to be like funny of like, she keeps calling to like, she needs a thing, so she'll call. There's moments where she does it. She calls, you listen to it, and she's just kind of like biding her time while the message plays, and then she says the thing, hangs up, and it's like, oh shoot, there's another thing, and it calls immediately again, so you have to listen to the thing again. Here's an idea. They do everything you're asking them to do. You call, you ask for a thing, then they deliver it to you, or they get it for you, or they do it for you. Do this. Call and say, hey, I get it. I get what your voice message is saying. I understand you need your space, and this is how we're doing this right now. Shorten the message. Shorten your message, your recording, to say, "Hi, Carol, let us know what you need." Boom, done. Then you don't have to sit there for 27 seconds 500 million times every time you call. Like, I was so annoyed that it kept doing that over and over, and I'm just like, just ask them to shorten the message. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, that was annoying. So back to the like length and pacing real quick. Like, there's some long, slow stretches over the show. Like I was saying, like I was kind of talking about right there. Like episode 4, there's like a conversation with Carol and her chaperone named Zosha. That is like the whole episode where it's like, that could have been a scene. That could have been a scene, or at least like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, it didn't need to be the 50 whatever minute episode. And then episode 5, like, all we did was watch a drone pick stuff up and listen to that phone recording over and over. Like, yeah, it was just, some of that stuff was just too drawn out for me. Like, again, still good show, and it's just a nitpick on it, but like, man, I wish some of that stuff was tightened up and didn't drag and stretch out as long as it did, because I don't think it needed to, and it was more annoying than anything else. And that kind of leads into my last comment about it, where it's a great concept, a really good concept and setup, start for the show, but then there's like not really enough to do with that concept. So it kind of fizzles out a bit, I feel like, and that's why we get these like slow stretches of, well, there's only so much we can show a person alone on the earth basically like doing, or like sometimes interacting with this hive mind group of people or whatever. But like, I don't know, it ends well enough to where you're like, okay, cool, let's see what happens in season 2, but it just could have been shortened maybe by 2 or 3 episodes to feel a little bit more tight and less kind of dragging out in the middle there with some of those sequences I was talking about, or just have more stuff happen, think of more stuff to have happen, or advance further along in the plot or something. But it was just, like 9 episodes of not a whole lot of stuff happening or the story advancing, honestly. So I gave this show an 8.6. I mean, it was a solid show, well made for sure. It was engaging, enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it. Not every time, but a couple times was an episode would end and I'd be like, oh man, I want to see what happens next. Not quite the level of Breaking Bad where it's every episode you're like, oh, what? I have to see what happens. But there was a little bit of that, and good acting, good writing. The concept, like I said, was a good concept. It was pretty cool. Like the premiere episode was very interesting and very intriguing, and makes you want to watch to see what's going to happen from this situation. But like I said, it drags a bit here and there. Not too bad, but it does a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. Other than that kind of criticism, I mean, overall, it's a great show, and I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. I'm assuming they are doing it. I don't know if it's been greenlit yet or not, but I don't see why it wouldn't. I'm pretty sure this show's gotten a good reception. A lot of people like it, and it is good, so do it. So that's it for my thoughts on the Apple TV Plus show Pluribus. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the show. That's it for this one. Stay tuned. Until next time,